Hello and welcome back. In my last video, I was working on my 2025 LIFAN KPT 400 and I was changing out the adventure tires to put street tires on it. And I have my street tires mounted and I was going to hold off putting my rear wheel on until I checked into some different sprockets because even though I did go up one tooth in the front, I feel like I want to bring the gearing up a little bit, make it a little bit higher so that the RPMs will go down just a little bit more. So I wanted to see if maybe I could find a smaller sprocket. And I took all the measurements and I went to the JT Sprockets website, their catalog, and it's a long process. Once I have all the measurements, I know what chain size this is. It's a 520 pitch. And this is a 520 46 tooth is what the stock sprocket is. And so it's a 5-hole, and you have to look at all of that stuff whenever you're looking up a new sprocket, get everything right. I went through all the 300cc, 400cc, 500cc bikes. I probably spent 2 hours until I finally found one, and I think it was on a Honda 700. And if it was on good enough for a 700cc, it should be good enough for our 400cc. And this is what I come up with. It is well, let me show you first. It's the same sprocket. The holes line up. It's a 5-hole. This circumference is the same size. And I'm going from a 46 tooth to a 43. Now, I know it's not that much difference, but the thing that I'm concerned with is the geometry of the sprockets and chain. I don't want the chain riding hard onto the slider, so I got to be careful about how much smaller that I go. So I'm going to start out with this 43, and this is a JTR 1316-43, and the 43 is a 43 tooth. Now, I'll leave a link in the description for this sprocket, but there's also a couple other sprockets that we could try. I don't know if we want to go that small, but there's a 41 tooth and a 39 tooth. So I'm going to try this one and see how this does. I think this is going to be sufficient. I think it's going to work out really well. But I'm going to show you how it fits on the hub, and we'll go ahead and get started installing everything. All right, let's go ahead and get started installing this, and we're going to start by putting the pucks for the push drive in place. And if you remember, or if you watched the last video, this has a hole on one side and the other side doesn't, and the hole goes up. So we got to drop those in correctly, drop them in the right location. That didn't sound too good. All right, so those are all in the right way. And you take your drive and you just set it in there, and you got to make sure that that goes all the way down and gets seated in there. Okay, now I want to show you, this is the stock sprocket. Fits on nice, has just a little bit of movement in it, not very much. And here's the replacement sprocket. Sits on, has just a little bit of movement, not very much. It's basically the same. And if I put that on, I put this on, you'll see exactly the difference. It's not very much. It probably drops the chain down about 3/8 of an inch. So I think that's going to be about perfect for what we're looking for here. So let's go ahead and put this sprocket on. I'm going to put it on with the lettering facing out. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of blue thread locker, even though I don't need it because these are lock nuts, I think. Yeah, they're lock nuts. But I'm going to put just a little bit on here anyway. I don't want this coming loose. All right, now I'll go ahead and tighten these down. And I'm just going to run them down with the impact just ever so lightly, and then I'll torque him down. Okay, that's not much at all. Then we're going to take our torque wrench and we're going to set it for 41 foot-pounds. The upper limit on this torque is 40.6. I'm just going to go to 41. Okay. There's 40. There's 1. Okay. Anytime you use a torque wrench, when you're done with it, you gotta zero it back out. Take the tension off of it. Otherwise, you'll mess the calibration up if you put them away loaded like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and set this on the bike. One thing I want to show you on here before I put the wheel on is this is the ABS wheel speed sensor. You gotta be really careful of that when you're installing it. Do not break that. I would take it off. It's only one bolt, but it's kind of in a tough location, kind of hard to get to. So I'm just going to be really careful installing this and try not to hit against it. You got to make sure to put this spacer in on this side. And the other side, on the sprocket side, it has a spacer as well. I'll show you. It's right here. You got to make sure you have both of those spacers in place. I'm going to take the axle off, clean it up a little bit. Put just a little bit of grease on it. Like I've said before, you don't need a lot on here. This isn't for making the wheel spin easier or anything like that. It's just to keep it from rusting so you can remove this the next time easily. Okay, now I'm going to try to roll the wheel in there, line everything up, the brakes and the axle and all of that. So I'm going to kind of get down in here and do that. Alright, now once you get the wheel all in and spacers in place, you want to put your adjusters, and it's got a washer on it. It's kind of sticking on because of the grease, but it's got a washer on it. And that little flat edge goes towards the front. Let me lightly snug that. Okay, now we'll put the chain on now that we got the wheel started in there. Slide it all the way forward till it stops. Well, it doesn't want to go on. I didn't mess with my adjustment, so I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up. Okay, I'll run this in. give me a little bit more room. I'm only going to do this on one side, because I would imagine once the chain gets on, it's going to be loose, so I'm going to probably have to tighten both sides from what I had it. But I'm going to loosen this one side so I could get this chain on. All right, now you can see I've got a little bit of a gap, so I'll move it forward till it touches. All right. All right, that's about where it was with the other sprocket. Still need to go tighter, so I'm gonna run both of them out. Try to get this as even as possible. Well, it's not going to take much. I'll have to loosen that back up a little. All right, that feels about perfect. It's about a ½ inch or so of play. Now I'm going to put just a little bit of chain lube on it. This chain's lubed up pretty good, but I'm just going to put just a little bit more on it with this new sprocket. Not going to take a whole lot. All right, that'll do it. All right, now I'm going to put this fender part back on. And we'll put some blue Loctite on this. Thread locker on these bolts. And these do have washers on them, in case you take it off and didn't know if it did or not. Okay, now we're going to set our torque wrench to 70 foot-pounds, and we're going to torque this. There's 70 right there. So I've got an 18 on the other side. This side's a 24. Before you tighten it up all the way, make sure everything's rolling good. All right, that's good. Now see, this is what I was concerned about with it riding heavy on, is on the slider. As you can see, it's got a gap all the way down that. So there is a possibility we could go to even a smaller sprocket. But for me, I'm going to leave this one on for quite a while and see how it does. And I will let you know. Well, I'm all done with this project. I got my new tires put on. I got a new sprocket put on. Everything's back together and ready to go. So in my next video, you will see a riding video, and I'll tell you how my new tires do as far as, you know, how they feel and road noise, grip, whatever. I'll let you know all that stuff. And it may take a little while before I really know anything about it, but I'll give you my initial impressions on it. And on the sprocket, I would imagine that 3 to 4 teeth in the back is equal to about 1 tooth in the front. So we're probably, you know, dropping our RPM between the two somewhere around 800 RPM. Now, if you wanted to drop it farther than that, you could probably go down to a 41. 39, I think, might be pushing it, but I think it could probably safely do a 41. But like I said at the beginning of the video, I will leave a link in the description for all 3 of those sprockets, the different sizes of this one sprocket, I should say. And I think it's going to make a difference. You don't want to get it geared too high, because if you're on the highway, you know, doing interstate speeds, you have a lot of wind resistance, hills, stuff like that, and you want to need to pass. You want the power to be able to do it. So you don't want to take away all the power by getting it too high on the gearing. I know you want to kind of bring the RPM down, but you don't want to sacrifice that extra muscle that you have. So I'm kind of taking baby steps with mine to see what the sweet spot is. I'm actually thinking that this is going to be perfect for me. I don't anticipate changing anything. I think this 43 tooth in the back will just give it that little bit extra that I think it probably needs. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. I appreciate you coming along. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and leave me a comment. All right, I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.